Hello and welcome back to the Crescendo podcast, where we highlight upcoming and exciting artists and bands from across the UK and from beyond. My name is Trevor. Thank you much for joining us again in the span of a few days. It just happens. There's a certain kind of music that just doesn't only demand your attention, but it quite holds it. Like when I listen to our guest music today, I go into her world, like basically. I can't stop listening to her if I start listening to her. And that's a good thing because she also has a podcast, which you should go and listen to later on. She does indie pop with soft melancholic edge with her music, which is very delicate. I'm not talking. Her music is very delicate, intimate, so reflective, but also you have so much like lyricism and everything that is just so touching and like so real. It feels so real. And she has released her latest EP, Learning How to Live. So Freya, welcome. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah. You literally just tell us what you're wearing. Like you were literally doing something before.
Just a casual outfit. Extremely subtle blue tutu with pink tutu underneath.
Well, we don't need to talk about that. But hey, she's doing a podcast as well, which is great because you get to share things that you just don't have time to share other places.
Yeah, I started this podcast as like an attempt to show a bit more of me. So I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's going well so far.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah. Second episode's coming out soon, so keep an eye on that. Hopefully, I don't take it away too much with the questions here, but we'll try our best. Yeah. All right. For anybody listening to you for the first time, how would you introduce yourself as an artist?
I would introduce myself as indie sad pop for people that feel things a little bit too much.
Okay, but why is that? Why that specific emotion?
I think everything that I write, no matter even if I try to make it a happy song, ends up being melancholic or nostalgic in some way. So I think that gravitates towards those kinds of people that feel things a
Yeah,
bit too much.
yeah. Have you always liked that kind of style of doing things, or like did you get inspiration from some people?
It's sort of just always how I've done it. I
Okay.
find a lot of my like songwriting is just immediately emotional and like helps me work through things.
Mm,
It's sort of like a little bit of therapy for me. So
yeah.
I can't not do it that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, your music, like I said in the beginning, like I just can't stop listening to it when I start because there's so much. I'm looking at my life, gone through so many things in my life, and I could really relate to that. Are you proud of that? Like people can just listen to your music and like, oh, I relate to this like straight away. Like,
Yeah, that's the main thing I love about doing music is connecting with people. And just if I can say to someone like, you aren't alone, this is like, we're here together and we're feeling this together. And there's so many of us, all of us in this room, like a gig, we all feel like this way. That is like the most important thing for me for music. Cause I looked up to artists that were doing that for me when I was younger. So it's nice to be that
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah. Ooh, like what's your favorite artist when you were growing up? Then, like, you must have your favorites. Like,
A lot of boy
mm.
bands. I had my
Okay,
boy
yeah,
band,
that's good.
but I also would find myself gravitating towards I had a lot of pop punk bands that I liked, like All Time Low, Panic at the Disco, which
Mm.
really spoke to that sad teenage girl that I
Come
was.
on, aren't we all sad at some points in our lives? Yeah, like yeah, but it brings like some of the songs like it sounds so exciting as well that when you listen to it, it's like she's just saying things, but the song just doesn't feel like she's saying it. Not in
Yeah,
a
I
sad way.
love disguising a sad
Yeah,
song as a happy song. It's fantastic.
that's so fun. Like you can say you're kind of a storyteller, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's always an element of telling stories when you're writing music,
Mm,
even though like everything that I write is very personal and like from specific things that have happened in my life. I could easily just write those feelings as lines, like I am sad,
mm,
blah blah blah. But
yeah.
when you're writing a song, you've got to tell a story. You've got to, oh, well, I think you need to sort of create a world that people can buy into and
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, because that's one thing as well. Like you try to promote yourself as an artist, and that's like you have your own style and that kind of thing. Before I go to anything else, I really want to talk about that time when you did the video, and it was like -4 degrees outside, and you're like, no, that must been a crazy experience. That like I'm sitting down on a couch and cold, like
I think I went a bit insane actually. I don't know why I decided well, I had to film the music videos at that time of year because it was the only time I had.
okay,
And I just happened to I booked it all of the music videos were filmed in like a week, basically. It was like really hard
oof,
going. And that was the only day that we could do that one. And it had to be on the rooftop of the car park. And it just happened to
hmm
be in an Arctic blast where it snowed the next morning, and I was absolutely freezing. I got mild hypothermia.
sure, I'm sure you did. Yeah,
It
yeah, you
was a
did.
mission, but it worked.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. You're just trying to mouth the words out, I guess.
I had to hold my phone to be like the light for my face,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I
that's just that.
physically could not feel these fingers. And then like we'd finish a take and I would just like shove them inside my jacket and inside my
Yeah.
armpits and
Yeah.
try and get some
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
heat.
yeah. God, that's crazy. But I'm sure now you remember it. Now it's like that song works, and then that works as well. Like,
Yeah, and it's a great memory. It's a great story to tell.
yeah. Do you remember that? Like, that's one iconic video. I think James Blunt did it in like an island, something like that. I think it's You're Beautiful.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
literally was like literally half naked, and the sea was just
yeah. I'm not going that far.
imagine, and he jumps off the cliff as well at the end.
Yeah, insane.
That's what what do you do for your music videos? Like, yeah,
The things we do for art.
crazy. Like, okay, let's go back to like when you were growing up. Like, how was growing up? How was life? Yeah, they talk about life. Yeah,
It was a lot.
yeah.
I am a very, very sensitive person, and I've always felt
Hmm.
things very deeply. And I had a lot of issues growing up. I had a lot of issues with my family,
Okay.
um, and didn't really get on. Had a bit of a difficult household growing up, and bullied at school, like literally everything you could think of. And I dealt with it by
Mm.
crying a lot and having an emo phase. But we got through it. We
Yeah.
listened to a lot of music, we wrote a lot of music, and that it helped me get through. And that informs pretty much every song that I write now.
Yeah, yeah, but I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. Like ideas from your songs are so clear that like when I listen to other people, it it's like they try to mask it, but you try to mask it with music, but not with the lyrics. Like it's so clear.
Mm.
Like are you like I don't know. Like see, I lost the words now.
Okay.
Crazy. Because I'm not trying to look at the questions. Would you say your lyricism has been the same as when it was when you started writing and when now? Is it different or is it the same?
I'd say the themes, you would be able to find like a through line within the themes
Mm,
of what I started writing, but definitely the lyricism has improved quite a lot. The songs I was writing when I was younger are
yeah,
very bad.
yeah,
Definitely find a lot more like metaphors and like inspiring way to say things rather than just saying things.
yeah. Was there a moment in your life that like you just started to say like I want to do music seriously and I'm gonna do it now?
There's been a couple like significant moments that I can remember because like music has always been a part of me that I can't really control forever. But there was a couple specific moments of like okay. So I used to be like an insanely obsessed fan of the Vamps, old boy
Okay.
band.
Yes.
And I like was like stalking them and everything and would go to all their gigs. And I was front row at their gig in Glasgow, and I like turned around and they were playing like a sad song and everyone had their flashlights up, and I looked at this arena and all the flashlights, and I was like 14, but it just hit me that like I needed to do it. Like I
Yeah.
had to do this and it just felt right. I just had this like big epiphany. That's when I properly started playing guitar and writing songs. And then when I went to university, I joined the music society at university and they forced me on stage, forced me to perform. And
Hmm.
that's where I instantly were like, this is it. Like, I have to do this. And it's so fun. And that's when I took it properly seriously and started
Yeah.
pursuing it.
Yeah. I mean, don't mind me asking, what were you studying then?
I was studying media production.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why
Kind
I'm
of there.
quite
Yeah.
good at social media.
This is social media and the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and videos and like yeah. I did diploma in media as well. So, well, I did degree in real estate, but is that helping me now? Not really. This is a passion project, but I need to be paid at some point.
I mean, I'm the same with music. Music is a passion project and I don't
Yeah.
get paid for it.
No, me no. Yeah. Yeah. God. Yeah. Well, so music society is always the best way to like discover people and like do things like. I remember my music society because I play violin, so I used to play orchestras and such. But then they started to do like gigs and stuff like that. The things that you normally see here in the north, like everybody's doing gigs here. Like,
Mhm.
has that been like a good formation from you? Like, have you met people in that like music society that like good at like doing studio stuff and like other things?
Honestly, music society is the basis for pretty much everything I do. I learned so much information there, like what a band is, how to make
Mm.
a band work, what a pedal is,
Yeah,
um,
what pedal
and then
is? Yeah,
what a pedal is.
yeah.
And then I've made so many friends. I think 3 out of 5 of my members of the band I met from music society.
Mm.
All of my friends that I've like write music with have just like stayed with me through life. So that really was everything in my career.
You must be thankful like that has actually happened. Like, what if you didn't even go there? You could have been just doing something and doing media stuff or something like that.
Like I was an extremely anxious person and I never wanted to go on a stage at
Mm.
all. But I knew I wanted to go to music society, so I went to the first meeting and I was just like planning to be like in the audience. But one of my like internet friends from Loving the Vamps, it's all
Oh,
full circle, was friends with the chairperson of music society and told
that's
her to force me on
crazy.
stage.
Yeah.
So she forced me on stage and then that was it.
Mm. Yeah. It must be fun, like people just nudging you, like go and do it. Yeah, like I know you're a fan of this and this and this. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely terrifying and I didn't wanna do it. Once I'd bitten the bullet, I
yeah,
was, like, addicted.
uh-huh, yeah. Mine as well. Like I went to see some people play, and I was like, why are you not a part of the music society yet? And I was like, why not? Like, and they dragged me for 3 years. So yeah, yeah. All right, like okay. Ooh, your sound sits somewhere between indie pop and something more stripped back and emotional. Like, how would you describe your? It's a new thing. Like, how do you describe your genre? Then you call it indie sad.
Yeah, I like to just call it indie sad pop because it's very difficult to explain.
Yeah,
Like, I often just am like, it's indie, it's sad, it's also pop, but then also, like, not at all any of that, and it's just sort of Freya Rose.
yeah. But it's not to the point of emo pop yet. So
No.
now
As
that's
much
why
as I love emo pop, it's not emo pop.
exactly. Yeah, crazy. And like, have you seen any other artists nowadays from people like around you and that kind of thing that have inspired you to do something?
Big one was Mouse Teeth in Leicester. She is incredible. She does like the stripped back sort of thing, but also intertwines like poetry. She's also an incredible poet. And I remember seeing her for the first time and being like, I need to step up. I take some inspiration here. That actually inspired me to add a little poem section in Bitter in my on my first album.
Yes.
which, yeah, that's basically entirely Mousy. And then I got her to support me on the album launch. She is incredible. You have to go and look into her.
Good. I will find her, and I'll find a lot of other people. So
Yeah.
I'm literally a part of a group now that literally bands to spawn in the group, and it's like, hey, listen to my music. Like, I'm from America, whatever. Like, okay.
Keep you
No,
busy.
but literally, like, yeah, keep myself busy. Yeah, because it's not my job yet, but I hope to make this my job. If some big company or some big like media, whatever, takes me, like, yeah, sure. So you're not doing this full time then?
Nope. This is a part-time thing.
So this is the question then. When do you expect? When do you expect? Like, life is hard. I get it. Do you have a kind of expectation, like, when I can really do this full time?
Well, right now I'm very far off. I would say, judging based off of case studies like Chaperone, Sabrina Carpenter,
Yeah. Okay.
10 years is
And
probably,
yes.
I think
Okay.
we're about 3 years in now. So maybe another 7 years, and then maybe I'll be full time, I think.
But life takes you places where you just don't know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe I'll like blow up and my next project will be the thing to take me full time.
You're good at that because you did media. So I mean, you should know. Well, you not should know. You're quick to know like what's the viral stuff, but I'm sure it's not always about those kind of viral stuff that happens online, and you want to prepare something.
Yeah, the thing is with virality, like I have the skills to possibly go viral, even though it's not as predictable,
No.
but I don't really want to. I would much prefer to do it the old fashioned way and slowly build up my audience and my fan base and have like longevity rather than one thing blows up and then people forget about me instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Because you look at so many people, like, they just blow up when they're younger. Justin Bieber, a lot of other people. There's and like you literally heard. I heard somebody who created some music, something viral last time, and it was like, I regret that happening because the second album came out, people listened to it and like moved away, and then they just forgot about me.
Yeah.
Or like they're not independent and they're with like massive like people, and then all the royalties don't come to them, and they're like can't do anything.
Yeah.
Is it important to stay independent when you get full time?
I think being independent is the best possible scenario if you've got like a fantastic team.
Yeah.
I also think that being a part of like a small label, like Dirty Hit,
Yeah.
that has like 1975 and that on it. So I think those smaller labels that actually like put the time and the effort in are also a good option. But the
Huh.
dream is to, yeah, stay independent as
Yeah.
long as
Yeah.
possible.
I think the best example right now is Ray, to be fair, but
Yeah.
she literally holds a QR code and like, buy my album, like, buy my merch, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like,
It's really
crazy.
good seeing the resurgence of people going back to being independent. But
Yeah.
unfortunately at the moment it's people that have already been a part of a label, so already have the contact
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
audience and then go
Uh-huh.
independent.
Uh-huh.
It's rare you see someone independent make it.
Yeah. Crazy. To be fair, that's the point, isn't it? Like, would you wish to have like more, well, it's either independence or more like if somebody were to take you or that you had a team that would support you well and like push you to do other things.
Yeah, I mean, I am hoping within the next couple years I can get a bit of a team together. Because as an independent musician, you are spinning so many hats, and it would be
Oh yeah.
lovely to have some of that taken off, so you can actually focus on the music and get
Yeah.
that to a good place.
Yeah. But with all the limitations that you have now, it's still working, and it's still like it sounds so amazing that you think it's actually from somewhere like a proper studio stuff and everything. Like, I look at your wall and you have so many guitars. Is that all yours? Like, that's a lot of things there.
They're not all mine. I think so. I live with my guitarist. He's also my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And these are some of our guitars. I think we have like 14. I don't know.
14. I
That's
would
a
have
lot.
one piano. That's enough. Like,
I'd like to state that only 3 of them are mine.
okay, yeah. Uh, which is your most favorite one to like play live?
Ugh, the Rubber Bridge. I love the Rubber
Huh?
Bridge so much. It just sounds so dark and cool.
Dark and cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like deep music, deep kind of playing stuff, which makes me want to learn how to play the bass. All right. Let's take a
Same.
break. Yeah. Like that, you see all the women doing it now is actually crazy.
I will learn how to play bass at some point in my life.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like when you think about basses, they're usually men. Like you look at all the bands and stuff. It's always men. It's always a man doing it. And now the women are like doing like chord progressions and like, oh God, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's just, you look at my tired face and you can tell I'm trying to be positive. Oh, what's the experience going on stage from the first time you did it till like now?
So different.
Mm-hmm.
First time I was on stage was that Music Society performance. I couldn't even hold a guitar properly. I was shaking and so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And there was barely anyone in the room, but it was still the most terrifying thing I've ever done. And I was so glad to get off the stage. And now it is just so fun and so exciting and strangely like comforting going up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much stress when you're like putting on your own gigs, or like if you're playing a big gig, there's so much stress beforehand. And then as soon as I step onto the stage, it all just disappears and I'm just up there with my mates and just having a good time. And I can look into the audience and connect with people and see them dancing and just seeing that I'm making their night. It's
Yeah,
the best feeling ever, and I hope that I get to do it literally forever.
that's the fun part. Like, and like going to more places. Like, where have you performed live before?
So I have mainly stuck around the Midlands. I played Bedford,
Mm,
Northampton a lot of times, Luton, Stir. I played London once on a support slot for National Opera. That was
mm,
lovely.
mhm.
But this year I'm hoping to branch out a lot more.
Yeah. Would you say the Midlands is one of the best places to be for music because you could go up and you can go down, you can go wherever you want to go?
Yeah, you've got good access,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think there's a lot of shared love between the music scenes than you get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm currently working on putting on a gig with my friend in Brighton and doing like gig swapping in Brighton. But there's also like we had some people. I played a gig last Friday and there was a band from Bedford and I was chatting to them and they wanted to gig more in Leicester and I was like, well, I've got some great contacts in Leicester. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
supporting each other, which I don't think you get from like especially London, because London's so big and so saturated.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of good community in the Midlands.
Yeah. And you should come to the north too. Like, I'm near
Love
Newcastle. You
to.
should come. Like, I got contacts here in Middlesbrough and also in Newcastle. So yeah, I'll share that with you. And
That'd be amazing.
your music's great, so you should come. So most of my people watching the podcast and stuff are from here, so they would appreciate you coming here. To be
That
fair,
would be incredible. Yeah, I
yeah,
I really want to get some more gigs up north, but yeah, I just don't have the contacts at the moment.
I'll help you. So don't
Brilliant. Thank
don't
you.
fret. Yeah, don't fret. It's all coming. It's all coming. All right. Okay. I'm not sure. I didn't really check, but your EP is out, and like, do you have plans to do things live for your EP, or have you done it already?
Yeah, I did a launch gig the day after it came out. That
Mm-hmm.
was very, very fun. We had a lot of sound issues and it was kind of the most stressful gig of my entire life. But because of that, the audience were amazing and it's like a gig I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, let's talk about the EP now. Like, let's just go back to the first instance because you do have, you said you had an album as well. Is it? Yeah, had an album. But why this EP in the first place? Why was this idea like brought up instead of an album, for example?
So I did the album and it took ages. And I was like,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
need a break from that.
Mm.
I love everything I make ends up being a project. I never really do singles. I've done one single and that was Enlighten Me because
Uh-huh.
that was supposed to actually be a part of the EP, but it just didn't end up fitting. So I just released it as a single.
Yeah.
But I did the album and I'd actually written all of the EP songs before the album was even out. I got the rubber bridge guitar
Yes.
and it just gave me so much inspiration. And I was in a bit of a rough place mentally, and all of the
Yeah.
songs just fell out within the space of like a couple months, really.
Okay.
And it just felt like it was just those songs. It felt like it was just those, at the time, 4 songs,
Yep.
and it had to just be its own little space, its own little section. So it had to be a little EP.
Okay. So it's like the songs. So you wrote all those songs individually then, not thinking about an EP straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that tends to be how I used to write, not as of late, but
Yeah.
I used to just like would write and write and write, and then I'd be like, oh, this is a thing now. This is a project. Lately, I am writing with the intention of an album.
Which is should be the case. But anyways, like
Yes.
what would you say would be that difference? Like if you're making songs and then suddenly I want to make an EP rather than this album, like I want to make a storyline, I want to make like this work together. Like what would you say?
I would say I definitely prefer listening to albums and projects that have had like actual thought
Yeah.
behind and been written all with the intention of an album. But I think sometimes there's happy accidents, and I think sometimes I am writing with that intention, but without realizing it. Like once I'd written the first 2 songs, I think I was probably like, oh, okay, this has to be like an EP now. And then I would write with it. And then especially when we're going into like production and like actual songwriting, once it's past that just acoustic guitar phase, that's when it starts to become like a full project and
Yeah.
creating with intention.
Hmm. I mean that's a good idea, isn't it? Like I know people who would live like their days doing music and they always just do a collection of songs, that kind of thing. Like the album's like a playlist instead of a story. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of that.
yeah. But the sound, I'm not a fan of that too. But like I listen to a lot of classical music, and that's half an hour non-stop of just things happening, maybe 50 minutes as well. That's a whole album basically. But yeah, and would you like to do like an album in the future where like the music just flows so easily into like song after song just flows, right? Would you like to do that?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like Ray's new album that
Huh?
just like flows together
Oh, it flows,
like
yeah.
you're watching a play. I love albums that flow together naturally.
Mm.
And I did do a little bit of that on my first album, but like very small amounts. I'm hoping to do it a lot more.
Yeah, I'm sure because yeah, talking about race stuff, like it's she's going into that kind of like another world when she liked it when she did the introduction and she was doing like poems and stuff in the beginning, and there's just like I'm gonna sing now for an hour and I'll come back later and see a huge ass credit scene at the end. Like
Yeah.
God, crazy. Is there a track on the EP that makes you feel like emotional to the core? Hmm.
I cry pretty much every time that I do Oversaturation
Yeah.
because it still just hits and I still feel that exact same way. With
Yeah.
the other songs, they were more like passing things, like I
Yeah.
don't really feel that way anymore. But with Oversaturation, especially when it's the part where everything drops out and it's just me singing, it gets me every time.
It blows it out. Like, how did you write that in the first instance? Like, what was that inspiration that say like, hey, you should write me now? Yeah.
I was just scrolling on TikTok because I'm
Mm.
addicted to TikTok, and and this is when the genocide that's happening in Gaza was like first kicking off,
Huh? Yeah.
and I was just scrolling, and it was just like
News.
insane
Yeah.
clips of the worst thing imaginable, and then like I would scroll past and it would be like the stupidest thing of like an argument on Love Island, or like just the
That's
most like just ridiculous content.
ridiculous. Yeah.
And it was like, am I allowed to have literally everything that I could ever want just at my hands? And
Yeah.
then as a person that feels things too deeply, got very emotional about it, and started reminiscing about when I was younger, and it was just a lot easier because I was happily oblivious to what was going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, that song just flew out.
Yeah. Yeah. And what other questions should I ask about the song? Like it's so emotional, that song. Like, even when you're listening at the recording of it, you feel like God. She speak like, but when you're doing it live, like you say, like, is that the hardest thing to do? Like, imagine if you have so many shows afterwards, and you have to do it every single time, every single show, daily as well. Like, whoa, how would that make you feel?
I think something that really helps is I have created a bit of a character behind
Mm.
Freya Rose, and the frills and the persona when on stage. It's a lot easier to hide behind that persona because my songs are so emotional.
Yeah.
And like some of the songs that I perform in my set are way more emotional than Oversaturation, and like very, very personal, and
Yeah. Right.
that I still struggle with. But it's very easy to separate yourself from the song because it just, I mean, at this point, they don't actually feel like songs that I wrote and that I made. They're very separate from me, and they're just sort of songs that I do. I say it's only very specific days and very specific gigs where I
Yeah.
will get actually emotional and it
Mm-hmm.
breaks through.
Yeah, yeah. And you must think about, like, even after all the stuff that's happened in the family and everything, like, you still feel like, well, I still need to contribute, and I still need to, like, let it all out. I can't just keep it in myself. If you were to talk to somebody, I'm getting deep here, but if you got to talk to somebody and listen to your song and told you, like, I'm feeling the same way, what would you say to that person?
You're not alone. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, is when you feel so down and like there's no point,
Mm.
you can feel so alone in that. Even knowing that, thousands upon millions of people have depression or like have had issues with your family,
Yeah.
you still feel like no one can understand. And I have a line in my song Retrospect that it basically just talks about how people always say that it's going to get better, and when I was a kid I was like, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand my personal situation. But
Yeah.
it does get better, and I hope that my songs can create a community for people that feel things too much or have had difficulties with
Yeah.
family, and just find like a place to rest in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, your thing, like your character or your like persona should be like taking care of mental health, taking care of the well-being of people. Like, these songs are here to say, you're not alone. I'm feeling the same thing too. Like, and
Yeah.
you can listen to my songs and feel like you can be next to me, and you're feeling it together.
Yeah, I'm holding your hand. We got this.
Oh yeah, we got this, yeah. And that's crazy because that's what music is for, isn't it? Crazy stuff. I'll come to the part here where I'm going to ask you about your podcast, which is great because you just did it. Yeah, it's great. Like, have you always wanted to do a podcast? Are you a big listener of podcasts?
I was a podcast hater for a really long time.
Okay, yeah, that's good start, isn't it?
I tend to hate things that become popular because I just like to be different, I think. But I was not a big fan of podcasts because I am riddled with ADHD and I
Sure.
like fast-paced things.
Right.
And then I found, so a lot of the podcasts were like male podcasts and I wasn't interested.
Fair.
And then I found a lot of little podcasts that I enjoyed,
Hmm.
and I was like, I would put them on in the background whilst I'm working or doing stuff, and it would just get me through, and I could like zone in and out, and I loved it.
Hmm.
Would always say that I would never do a podcast. So that's another
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
thing. But it just I was watching Phil's podcast that they released,
Yes. Yes.
and it was so chill and
Hmm.
like no real like gimmick, like it's just them being them. And I was like, I should do this
Yeah.
because a lot of my videos that do well and a lot of things people say to me is that they really enjoy the way that I am when I'm talking on stage because I go a bit weird and I am quite a
Yeah.
weird
Oh,
person. I say quite funny, strange things.
yeah.
Um, I just wanted to put a bit more of my personality out there, and I thought a
Yeah.
podcast would be a good way of me just like yapping about rubbish for
Yeah.
like half
Yeah.
an hour, and hopefully get like a little bit more connected to people that way as well.
Have you done you done one episode and you got to do the second one as well? Have you got any like things people say to you or DMing you about your first podcast yet?
I've had a lot of people tell me that I am unhinged, and
Okay.
I need to maybe think
Yeah.
about things before I say them.
Oh,
But
come
to
on.
that, I say whatevs.
What else? Yeah. It should always be, yeah. I set questions as well for my podcast just for the sake of doing it. And I know it helps, but then when I'm saying it to you, for example, like how many of these questions have I said today, like is exactly how it sounded in the scripts? Mostly none. Mostly none. I was like, I'm making all this effort to do this. I'm joking. I care about what I put out, and like I hope it was helpful when you read it, and like
Yeah, it's always good to
yeah,
see
I
what's
remember this. I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That now he's here. He's in a halo now, and I'm gonna remember it now. Huh?
yeah.
Is it easier or harder to do a podcast than to do songs?
So much easier to do a podcast.
I know, but what I mean is like to prepare for it, like internally. Like sometimes it's different, isn't it?
It's very different because usually with songs they just happen and I don't really have
Yeah.
to prepare for it. But
Huh?
then it's getting the song from initial writing to finished that's the really hard part.
Yep.
But with a podcast, I pretty much come up with the plan, write down my little pop culture things that I want to rant about, and
Hmm.
then go. And I can ramble forever. So that's
Yeah.
quite
Sure.
easy.
Yeah. That's good then, because my other question would be like, would you like anybody else to be in your podcast?
I have had a couple people ask me, and I think
Yeah.
it
No.
needs to just be me.
Yeah.
Like,
Good.
because I don't have
Great.
any intention of this being like educational in any way, or I don't know, like whatever, inspirational. Well, I guess inspirational, but think the only guests that I would ever have would be like band members or people
Yeah.
that I'm writing songs with that like
Yeah.
just show like an inner sight to my process and like how I make
Yeah.
things.
And would you say this is like a new thing for podcasts? Because you look at other podcasts, everybody's talking to like people and like I've seen a few podcasts, mostly women, of course, but there's some men as well who just talk and let it go. Like you wouldn't believe it. Like it's crazy things that they say, but it's so helpful. It's like a diary, but everybody can see it, basically.
Yeah, I like to call it my like diary of an independent musician.
Yeah.
Just sort of talking out loud the process and the woes of doing this independently and like actually independently on a small level, not like I've got millions of streams but I'm independent. Like this is the real struggle, and I think it's good for people to see like it's not actually as glamorous as people make it out
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. Every person I've talked to so far, like in their normal lives, it's like either they're working or if they're doing it full time, they're telling me like, I don't want to do this sometimes. I don't have any like feeling to do it anymore or something like that. And they take a break and then they come back and say, let's do 2 albums now. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun.
I think that's just the cycle, man. Like, I have almost quit music like 6 times. There's been
Hmm.
so many times where I've been like crying in bed, like, I can't do this anymore. I'm so burnt out. I'm not getting any recognition. And
Yeah.
then, like, 3 months later, something incredible will happen, and
Hmm.
I'll get, like, a big burst of inspiration. I think it's just what comes with being a creative.
Yeah, that's the personality of being a creative. Like sometimes you say, "Oh, I want to do it," and you're already there, and they're like, "Can I go to sleep now?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, please. Do you have a chair, like a sofa, and like somewhere in the media room? Oh, I'm taking that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking it." Crazy, but I'm sure it's gonna stay long. It's gonna stay a long time, but I might want to give a suggestion. Like, would you like to like play one song anytime you do a podcast? Like in the end, like I'm gonna play this song and I'm gonna sing you out or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I hadn't thought about that.
Uh huh.
Do
You
a little
should.
cover or a little song or something at the
Yeah,
end. Yeah, that's cute.
but no, you could do a cover or you could do stuff. It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank
Yeah,
you.
great. That's good. Yeah. I'm okay when I'm giving suggestions. Sometimes people say like, "Oh, I thought about it before." I don't feel special anymore. Oh, I hope that helped. But yeah, looking ahead, like what do you feel is the most important thing to you right now, and what's the most important thing to like continue doing?
I think the most important thing is staying humble.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have met a couple musicians that
Hmm.
have made it big or are starting to make it big, and
Right.
they lose focus on what they started doing it for. And it's so easy to get stuck in numbers,
Yeah.
especially nowadays with streaming and
Oh,
whatever. Like, it's so easy to get stuck in the numbers, be like, well, that song didn't do as well as that song, or I'm not getting as many streams as that person, and comparing, which I do a lot. I wrote a whole song about it. Um,
mm,
it's so important not to get lost in that,
yeah.
and remember, like, music is, I'm doing this to connect with people and to just be authentic and make music that I like making. I don't want to ever get lost and make music that I know will be successful, because I could just
Mm,
make some four chord pop shit that
yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I need to stay humble and true and
Yeah.
remember why I'm doing it.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you for answering that question. That's a great answer because I don't know how many times I talk to artists and like they're thinking about followers and like stop thinking about the followers, right?
Yeah.
Please, like it will harm you more than help you. You know
Mhm.
that rhymes as well. Oh God, I'm a psychologist now. I feel great. As your idea of success changed over time.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah,
Like, I have to sometimes sit and be like, oh, actually, like, young Freya would be amazed at what I'm doing now. Like,
yeah,
how I went to France to play music, and
mm,
I played the Women's Rugby World Cup. Like, I've done some insane things, and like I was saying before, it's so easy to get like lost. Like, oh, it's not as good as it should be. But young Freya would be gobsmacked that I'm even performing live, let alone doing stuff
yeah,
like that. Uh,
yeah,
I think success for me now is in every interaction that I have with someone where they tell me that I've inspired them, or like, um that I'm their new favorite artist or something like that. It's very
yeah,
much an individual things. Yeah, rather than focusing on the big things.
yeah. I know, but I need to ask you a question. You did the Women's Rugby World Cup. You serious? Did you perform something?
Yeah, so Northampton hosted the Women's Rugby World Cup during the
Yeah,
sort of, I don't know when it was.
yeah. Because I was watching it and I didn't see you. That's why I'm asking you a
Yeah,
question.
it wasn't like
Yeah,
televised or anything like
yeah,
that.
sure. No, no, no. It's fine. But I
It
didn't
was
know still.
Yeah, so they did like the opening performance. There was two locations, one in the stadium and one in the market square.
Yeah,
And I got to perform in the market square.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine it. Imagine like yeah, you haven't done festivals before.
Yeah, a couple festivals. No like big ones, but like a lot of
I
little
know,
festivals.
I know. But do you plan to like apply for other festivals soon, or
I apply every year.
as you would say? But what's your most ideal? Not ideal. What's your most like? What's the biggest festival you actually want to go and perform at? Like,
Glastonbury, hands down. Glastonbury is like the dream, and I
yeah,
have this weird thing with myself where I refuse to go to Glastonbury until I play it.
yeah.
I want the first time I go to Glastonbury for me to be playing it, which is an insane goal to have, but it will happen.
I think it's a good goal to have because you are literally like trying to say, hey, it's going to happen when it's going to happen. Like, yeah. And I'm not paying extreme prices to be there. Thank you very much.
I want to go and I want to go for free and I want to play
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm literally on Thursday. I'm going to interview some band from Portsmouth. They actually got to play Glastonbury last year. Small stage. But even if you play a small stage, it's still what?
Especially at Glastonbury, like the small
What
stage
are
is
you?
just so
What
slow.
am I doing here? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm supposed to be at home. Like, it's crazy. Hey, I've asked so many deep questions already, but
That's all right. I love
I
to
think I know
get
you're.
deep
I
questions.
know you're deep, but hey, I already asked about something difficult that I've done it already. But what kind of impact would you like your music to have, and like, would you do anything with other artists when they ask you, like, I'm doing this for a charity, like an album or like some EP, like, would you like to do it? Would you ever do that?
Yeah, definitely. I recently did like a charity gig with my friend. It was like Northampton does the Beatles, and that was so fun. And I really liked the community and like the
Hmm.
vibe behind that. So I'd love to do like an EP or album or something like that for charity. I would say the impact that I want to leave with my music, like we've spoken about, like making sure people feel like they have a community and a safe place to feel what they feel, but also just like inspiring young women and non-binary people to get into music. I've had countless young girls come up to me and say like how much they loved me, or like
Yeah,
that they were really inspired by what I did, and that is like, that makes me cry because
yeah,
it's
sure.
there's a lot of female artists about, but there's not many female grassroots artists compared to men. Like most bands are made of men and it's so difficult to break through, and if I could be like that one person that shows young girls that they can do it too, like that's everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at my podcast. Most of the people I've been getting are women.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say that because I'm supporting their stuff, and like, it's the industry is so hard already that it makes me want to support them even more. Like, I got men, sure. Most of them are like delaying me and like, oh, I'll come back to you in a later time. Like, it's so
Yeah.
annoying. I'm so busy. You're not. You're just lazy. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, not you're damn lazy. No, intrusive thoughts, people. I, if you listen to the interview I did with Ruth, I call it waffing about.
Yeah.
WAFFIN, waffing about. Like,
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, waffing. Like, I'm just waffing here. Like, wait, like, wait a minute. Like, crazy. Okay, we'll come literally to the end. Well, quick fire questions. Yeah, like every I haven't stopped doing this kind of thing since the first episode, which is crazy. So 3 words to describe your current mindset. Not your music, mindset.
Grateful,
Yeah,
excited,
yeah.
and this is cheating because it's 2 words, but creatively stimulated.
Stimulated,
Yeah, put
approved.
it
All right.
together.
That's great. Okay. Song that reflects how you feel right now.
True Believer by Hayley Williams.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's how you feel. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. Let's not dwell in that. Something small that brought joy to you recently.
My best friend crocheted me a top to perform in, and it was really cute.
Oh, that's great. And it should be comfortable as well, mind you. Night or morning to write music?
Night, preferably midnight,
Midnight.
between midnight and 3.
Crazy. Yeah. That's good. That's why.
That's why all the music's sad.
Well, it's not just about that, but because you have more time and there's nobody calling you and there's nobody texting you.
And I'm not a morning person. I'm so grumpy.
And your husband, does he wake up all night as well, like taking care of you?
No, he just sleeps through it.
Yeah, but that'd be a good idea, to be fair, like recording a whole album at night
Yeah,
in
yeah.
one sitting.
I'm sure my neighbors would love it.
No, I mean, if you get a proper place in the future to just
Yeah,
do it, that'd be cool. Or like an outdoor album or something, I don't know. Okay, stop laughing. One thing people might be surprised to learn about you.
I am a massive Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars.
Where is all the Star Wars stuff?
Oh, it's there's a couple. There's an R2-D2 right up there.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a load downstairs.
yeah. Oh my days. Like you should get a mascot for your podcast. To honest to God, like R2-D2, like there, like hello.
Yeah, no,
That's my friend. Say hi. Crazy. Yeah. One more question. I asked this too many times.
And when I was little, we had like a prom in like year 4. It was ridiculous.
It's a prom in year 4.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was like really in love with this guy, and I asked him to go to the prom with me, and he said no and laughed at me, and it was in front of everyone. I might write a song about that, actually.
You should.
Year 4 prom heartbreak.
Because I have the experience too. Yeah, I'm not gonna dwell in it, but I let you ask somebody to prom, and it was like, no, thank you, bro.
Yeah, nothing worse than that.
There's
definitely worse than that, but I can't remember.
And I remember the words, can you please F off?
No. I'm so sorry, that's awful.
Yeah. Don't worry. I was 10, so don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
The first time I ever heard the F word was from that person saying the F word. How did you meet your husband?
At DMU Music Society, actually.
Yeah, that's good. How did things work out? Like,
it was the literal first meeting of Music Society, and he was a year older than me. Okay. So he was performing, and he performed a screaming version of Shut Down by Skepta.
What?
I was like in the audience and instantly obsessed with him. And I turned to my friend and I said, oh no, I like someone already. And then the rest is history.
That was pretty quick. No, I'm joking. Like, I wish I had that. No, I'm joking.
It was a lot longer. It actually took about a year to get together, but it's a long story.
Like, that's a question. Like, I know people who literally get into a relationship the first time they flipping meet.
No, yeah, we were friends for a really long time before anything happened.
No. Sorry, I became short for a second. It's been amazing talking to you. Like, this has been one of the funniest interview I've ever done. Like, I can't stop. Look, my face is almost red soon. I don't know. I'm gonna laugh even more maybe when I'm editing this. That this episode will come out in maybe 2 hours. Yeah, it's gonna come out. Before we wrap up, any new stuff that you would like to share to people that you're gonna do soon?
I'm working
before your podcast comes. Sorry.
Yeah, I am working on some projects, but nothing I can talk.
No way. No. That's so annoying. No, I'm not joking.
I'm so far off any of it being ready.
Okay, that's a justification. All right. I think I have enough. Oh man. You can find Freya on all our socials. Please listen to her. Let me get it. Learning How to Live. It's flipping amazing. Please listen to it. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Yeah.